This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing. But it's a thing we want you tuned into every Saturday afternoon. Here doing the same thing we've been doing ever since we started the show, trying to make sense out of a sensitive situation called the plight of veterans in the USA. And the USA with the plight of veterans. I'm here today with my brother in Christ and cohort. I'm gonna stop saying crime, Tony, because we don't really we don't really do no crime. We're gonna say we're gonna be brothers in good trouble.
John Lewis is.
We do good trouble.
Yes.
You know. But today more than anything, this is a blessed day because I go to church every Sunday.
Yep.
And
Thank you, Lord.
My first lady has been dealing with women's in the Bible all month, man. You know, she been setting us up. Now, that was before Kamala became the major candidate for the Democrats, when I think the Democrats are weak.
Yep.
But, we'll talk about that on another show. Today we want to talk about, we got these young ladies here that's U.S. military veterans.
Yeah.
Our sisters in service. And I'm going to say this before I let this young lady here introduce her. The lady that's sitting in the audience, I've been knowing her longer than, well, I ain't going to say all that, but when I was an employee at the VA, so that's been a long time, ain't it, man?
Yeah.
They just took me off unemployability and put me on 100% total and permanent to keep me from coming back to work. They know they ain't want no 77-year-old coming back to work at the VA because I was trouble when I was there, and I'll be trouble if I go back. But we going to be trouble anyway because, see, the thing that Joe Biden started with the PAC Act, we got to finish.
Mm-hmm.
There was extensions that he was about to make, making all these military bases responsible for the toxics that our servicemen and women have to endure, and coming up with all kind of stuff after military service. We gonna make sure that's not for another generation. But today I'm here with a young lady that's been on the show before.
Yes.
But today is so special because I've been dealing in this thing about the power of women, the power of the sister, right? Mm-hmm. And I just witnessed something in American politics I ain't never seen before. Just some kind of unity force. Mm-hmm. Our project is called the Unity, right?
Yes.
And I'm seeing this unity come up, man, all before our eyes. Again, we got these young ladies here today to talk about what they do. And they do a lot. Come on, baby. You let me talk.
Hi, I'm retired Colonel Kathleen Harris with the National Association of Black Military Women. I serve as one of the advisors for the National, a former president of the National. Mm-hmm. And we're the Atlanta Metro chapter, and currently with around 60-something members. And our mission is to seek out. That means we need to find, our lady, record, and tell the history of black military women.
Yes.
That's our job. And it's hard because our organization started out with ladies from the 6888. Now let me go back a little further than that. Yeah. In 1996, there was a group of ladies from all services who decided to have a reunion. And the reunion was so successful in Hampton Roads, Virginia, they decided to have it another 2 years. And that was in Dallas. So they continued that every 2 years they would have reunions. So they get together and talk about the old times and stuff like that. The biggest problem that they had was, and that's when I attended a reunion in 1994. I was stationed at Fort McPherson. I was stationed at the Pentagon then. And I went down to San Antonio, Texas, with a group of three other ladies. Colonel Hampton, who was our first president of the NABMW, and two other ladies. We went to a reunion in San Antonio, Texas. At that reunion, we came downstairs. You know how we ladies get together. We come downstairs in the morning, and we go into this room, and all these ladies were in there, old ladies. They were older than me, but and they were World War II ladies. No one told me in my 20-something years that black women served in World War II. didn't know our history.
Really? Didn't know the history. Didn't nobody tell you.
Nobody told us. In 1994, a lot of us didn't know our history. You know, who served when, where, and how. And these ladies came up to me, and one of them said, nobody knows about us. So I'm saying, you're right, because I don't know about you. You know, I didn't walk the halls of the Pentagon, and there was no signs of any black military woman in World War II.
Okay.
And they had other folks, but they didn't have us.
Would you go downstairs and get the set of
Okay, let him in.
Yeah, he's down there. Yeah, you Mary can go get him. She's
Okay,
I'm sorry to hear that.
that's right. And the biggest issue is nobody knew their history. And I'm sad, I'm a senior major, and I know nothing about black military women's history. So we were charged by these ladies, and how could you not do what they want you to do? You're listening to these World War II ladies. We actually met them. You know, it must have been about 60-something ladies there from World War II. And there was other ladies from Korean War and all that. Didn't know about them either. The forgotten ones, the Korean War folks. Nobody told us anything. Who served, when they served, what they did, what they didn't do. You know, never met one. But I met a lot that day. And I was proud to go back and take the charge of organizing that group of ladies, you know, upon their charge to me. And we incorporated ourselves, you know, in Maryland. That was our first incorporation. And then we start getting them recorded. We had lots of folks coming to their reunions, doing documentaries and stuff like that for their doctorates and all. But we found that they did it, but we never got copies of them. So again, we don't know anything about our ladies and all. But getting the word out, that's the piece. Getting the word out, that's our biggest problem, letting folks know we served too. They served. You know, back in the day it was taboo. You all know. It was taboo for women to say they served in the military. We weren't dykes. They just wanted to serve to feed their families. And all,
Stepstone.
Stepstone. And it started back there even in the Revolutionary War. We were spies. You know, we were laundress folks. We did all kinds of work in the camps.
Well, you know, I want to say this here. Thank you for your leadership, first of all, and that's critical to us right now, and because we're in a pivotal point for this democracy, this democracy that we serve for. Pledge allegiance to the flag every day, right? We took an oath that was. Come on, this is a real son of a nana. We got you right here, bro. We ain't gonna let you. We got all this stuff going on today because we just blessed. Thank you, bro.
No
problem. How y'all doing today?
We're blessed.
Doing great. How are you?
Let me introduce you to. Let her introduce herself. This young lady.
Colonel retired Kathleen Harris.
I can't wear blue.
No,
I didn't know that. I apologize.
I
Nobody
didn't
told me.
know. I didn't know either.
That's the. I didn't know that.
They managed to make it work though.
Yeah, they gonna make it work.
All right, she'll introduce herself.
Okay. I apologize. He was telling me that.
Okay, finish.
You can take your shirt off.
You dealing with female veterans too, military. So you know they got just as much spunk as we, more spunk than we got.
I'm in the gym every day. I don't know mine.
Well, I guarantee I'm not.
My wife might mind.
Yeah, hey, probably so, but don't worry, I'm not in the gym, and so you ain't gotta worry
Yes, sir.
about
I'll
that.
replace this hat right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Okay.
It's a good hat. It's a good hat. Water boys in the hood, young people from Atlanta who
All right.
transferred what they said they was doing.
Yes.
All righty,
You know, yeah.
that's what we're talking about.
Yes. And
Yes, one of them. They working with some pastors now.
Good.
And see, one of the reasons I'm so proud of this show today, because we got a young man, and from my hometown, you know, from the ATL, that's in leadership in our community. You know, just not just from here. You know, he's a part of being here and making this city what it is today. So, you know, I'm just proud. And I can remember during his campaign, he was saying he was real son of Atlanta. And I said, now, I'm going to check him. But you know what? He proved to be just that. We had a bill that came before City Council that the dean, I always call him the dean of City Council, my brother,
Councilmember Julian Bond.
Councilmember Julian Bond.
That is the dean.
Yeah.
Listen, this brother was catching hell trying to get this. He was trying to get catching hell, just trying to get a memorial built for the citizens of this city that paid the ultimate price in the U.S. military for the freedoms that we enjoy in this country every day.
Wow.
And that's so critical today because he's a young man, right? If you look at the Sons of Atlanta Vietnam War Memorial, the young men from Atlanta, Georgia, most of them died before they was 21.
Yes, sir.
Most of them died before they was 21. But they died for something that we see sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Because when I went in the military, there wasn't nobody that looked like him on City Council. Wasn't nobody like that. And you know, so this is a blessing. Then got this sister here that's, I know the first time I saw a black woman in the military, I was wounded in combat in Vietnam.
She was a nurse.
She was a nurse. The first time I had seen a black woman, it didn't make me just automatically feel hope. I had hope then. I'm wounded. I'm in a situation where 58,000 of my peers were killed. You know, I mean, and let me say, when they were sending us to Vietnam, I went straight to infantry. I wear this Purple Heart because I earned it.
Exactly.
You know, but the history of that service is being rewritten right now, just like the history you're talking about, being rewritten with Sisters in Service. And that's, to me, is one of the things of politics. Right now, a lot of veterans don't want to gravitate toward politics, but when I look at Maryland's governor, I look at this young man, and I looked at all the mayors since Maynard. Man, I feel like my sacrifice was for something.
Yes, sir. Can I interject?
Please.
So I went to college. I went to Lincoln University, Missouri. I wrote 2 notes. It was started by the 62nd and 65th Color Infantry. And so it's the only university, it's the most romantic starting of any university in the world, right? It was started by colored infantry men who saved up $5,000. They chipped in. Imagine what this was like back in those times.
Back in those days, it was a whole lot of money.
They started up at HBCU west of Mississippi. And so it was the only HBCU that was west of the Mississippi, and they called it Harvard of the Mississippi. And so they founded a university with the dreams of young black folk graduating from. They were very specific. They said black folk can graduate from here. So I want to put that in. And one more thing, I have a sister before I came here, my sister-in-law. My sister-in-love, right? We don't say sister-in-law. My sister-in-love, she's the admiral's aide. She's a naval admiral's aide right now. So on September 1st, Labor Day, she will be taking another step. And so I'll find out the exact next rank she'll be getting, but I'm extremely proud of my sister. And so if I'm on this platform, I want to talk about my admiral's aide, Sharice Fogel. Yes. I'll make sure. I'll make sure she's a black. I'm super proud of her. Super proud of my sister.
Our first president of the Atlanta chapter was the executive officer for our commander of the Army Reserve Command here that was at Fort McPherson. Okay. And her name was Harriet Staten. And that was a big position, to have. So, we have ladies who are out there doing their thing. Yes. You just don't know about
it. Let me just stop both of y'all for a minute. Y'all make me call my niece in a minute. Because she probably watching the show, Valerie, she retired, and right now head of Clayton County Juvenile System.
Okay. Okay.
Now I come out of the military, he had 20 years, and came out of the military and went into another part of service for our government. So I'm just elated today because of this mix and what we see, this excitement, this new excitement in America about politics.
Right. Yeah.
Either you're doing politics or it's doing you. Nowhere around it. Nowhere around it.
Right.
You heard what our president said yesterday. He said if you don't, he said Christians vote. This will be the last time you have to vote. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah.
I believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we got to take him seriously.
You gotta believe some people never
So
say
I was so proud to see this hope just come up in the last month,
Yeah.
right? Because of a black woman.
You got to remember, and I tell folks this all the time, back in the day, women didn't open their mouths.
Right.
Back in the day, we had ladies, our World War II ladies, did not tell their story. My next door neighbor that I lived next door to, joined the military. I came home one day, during lunchtime. I was at the Pentagon. Don't tell my boss, but I came home one day, and it's like, okay, this old man was working on the yard and all, and he said, "What uniform is that?" And I said, "The U.S. Army." And he said, my wife was in the Army. I said, well, "Damn, you must have a young wife." Oh no, she was a World War II vet. So I met her. She fixed me lunch. Then she fixed me dinner. I ain't go back to work, I want you to know. But just listening to her and her stories, she couldn't tell nobody you served in the military back then. Those ladies, it was so hard when we created our organization to get people to talk about their military history, because it was taboo. Women wasn't supposed to serve in the military unless she was a nurse. And I love my nurses. That's a joke between me and my nurses, and we have a lot of nurses. And they can tell you that. And back in those days, when you were injured, to see a black nurse was a joy, was a blessing, because it gave them more hope. Now that you see somebody taking care of them of their own, because most of the black nurses back then were used to treat the other side, injured people from the other side during World War II, the Germans and all that.
Well,
So
you got to remember then we was a segregated military.
Right.
The military was only desegregated in 1954. Let's get to the future, because this is what's happening today. Our mission, is we got to share the history, but we got to build a bridge to the future.
Exactly.
And doing that means that veterans got to come out of that. I don't know, do their own thing. Listen, everybody got a story to tell. I wrote my history. That's my history right there. It's called shortchanged. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about us being shortchanged by our military service. Us being in combat in areas where didn't nobody know we was there. But you know what we was there for? Because we believed in that pledge of allegiance to the flag. That idea, that one idea that we was fighting for something that mattered. And today, we doing this memorial in the city of Atlanta. These guys named on the wall in D.C. They on the wall in Slapping Floyd. But they ain't got no wall in Atlanta yet. But pretty soon.
Thanks to him.
Thanks to this.
Yeah.
we want to make sure that we will make sure that we women are included.
Okay,
Because
now
we
listen,
serve
look,
too.
Listen to me. Don't.
Okay, come on now.
Don't fight me, because I'm trying to unite us.
Okay.
I'm calling for a unity that you got to listen to
got
hear.
it.
You got to listen to this unity.
We're here.
You know the only reason that we're not saying the daughters of Vietnam,
Why
right?
not?
Because they weren't killed from Atlanta. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
No.
But you're
But
not
we serve.
excluded. You're not excluded in this.
Thank you.
Who helped put this memorial together? Women's. So
We
sometimes
the backbone, we know.
sometimes we have to listen to each other. I did James last week. James 3rd chapter. The
Okay.
tongue speak life and death. we got to always, and this is a problem in our community right now. You know, like the brother was telling me this morning, no other culture denigrates their women with music. Denigrate themselves with music. We are dancing to curses. My mama could have been president because of the way she ran the house. With nothing. Working 2 jobs. Understanding that she was gonna have a niece that go into the military, come out with a better space in this country, in this community. The military prepared her. You know why she went to the military? She saw Uncle do it.
I went for the money.
She went because, you know, because I went because I looked at my dad and my uncle, and they showed me the opportunities that were there. When I got through doing basic training, I learned I could get $55 more if I became a paratrooper. So I went. The money was part of it, but I had a great idea. I had Leroy Johnson as my childhood hero. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I know the military was gonna pay for it. It paid for me to go to law school.
Okay.
So listen, we got to look at bringing this all together in one place. Sisters and brothers, all of us served. We served for the same idea. It might have been different motives at the time, because we went in as youths, still developing. I grew up more in 1 year in Vietnam, and I turned 21 in the foxhole.
Okay.
21 in a foxhole. You know, and I know that at the time that there wasn't no women's around. I'm looking for my sister. And I saw a face that looked like mine. I'm in the hospital wounded. It was hope there. It was hope. It was hope. So we got to stop fighting each other. We got to start realizing that what a time when all God's children come together. You know, I'm fighting brothers right now because they're saying they see Kamala Harris going to become the next president. Because, well, I'm not going to vote for no woman. I said, you just disrespecting your mama, boy. You know, just straight up, you disrespecting your mama because I don't know what happened with that relationship. But with my mama, I believe, you know, that she was my teacher. You know, she was my protector. She taught me everything I knew. That's who taught me. That was my first teacher.
I truly believe women are equal. I think that I've actually been around so many women that are so much smarter than me. Right? My wife is so, man, she runs circles
My
around
sister
me.
was
So I know for sure that they are capable and able to lead our nation. And if you look at the route we're going right now, we've been led by people who've been leading us the wrong way, according to all of us. Even whether you're Republican or Democrat, ain't nobody happy right now, right?
Right.
And so let's try something else. I think that when you have a woman, I think they have empathy.
You know,
they have a natural empathy.
I was listening to one of her speeches, and she said, all these hats I wore, the hat I love most was being a mama.
Okay.
She got me right then and there because that was
natural. Can I tell you something? I speak as a motherless child.
Yeah.
I'm a person who, when I was 2 years old, my mom was shot over 21 times right here in this city because we had a gang war going on, Atlanta versus Miami drug war. And so I understand that. I understand what it's like to have a mother by watching people with one and not having one. Yeah. You don't know what you got till you don't got it no more, right? So imagine not having a mama. Yeah. So seeing everybody with their mama. We
got to bridge this gap. You know, I had a young man that called me one day, not too long ago, and he said, Reverend McGee, I want to meet with you. We talked before, but I want to meet you. And I said, okay. He said, because I'm your replacement. I said, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. He said, no. He said, don't miss that. Don't miss what I'm saying. He said, I want to take everything you've been doing, and I've been studying your films on Facebook and, you know, following you, what you've been doing. And everything you've been doing, I want to take it to another level. And he's doing it with Vet Polo. I want everybody to have this because if you can't see what veterans need in this app, it's a free app. It has all the information that I researched to do claims and to inform people how to file a claim, what you need to do a winning claim is on this app. You know, and it's free. It's all you gotta do is go to your Play Store, download it, and look at it. It got all kinds of information. Now, and I'm telling you this, the information is valid because I'm a paralegal. I've been doing claims since 1975. So I wouldn't endorse this if it was not for real, because we got so many people out there distracting us. And I'm going to tell you something. Had it not been for veterans benefits, and I'm talking about Charles Ringo. I was in D.C. lobbying, and you know, he would come down there, and the people, I had my Purple Heart cap on there. He said, I got one of them. I look up, it's Charles Ringo. He tell me what he did. Look at Jose Williams. Everybody think Jose was just a
rabble.
He was a chemist.
Yes. Yes.
William Chemical is generating right now generational wealth. They just think Jose help is boost. The brother talked to me because he was my mentor. You know, he taught me a lot. You know, he made me realize that my service was meant something, and it meant something not just for me. It was for my family and my community. And the money, the income that's being denied veterans right now because they don't know how to file good claims is like a robbery.
It's an information gap.
It's an information gap. And this app, this single app, and he's still developing. Tony, he said he's going to put Veterans Talk on it.
Can I ask y'all a question? Because y'all are being veterans. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have two high. If you look at America, no matter how long the history been, you got two high-ranking names that have been on Lee Street, Fort McPherson. You got Colin Powell.
Yeah.
I was there.
You got the name Lee Street, Sherman, General Sherman Lee.
Yep.
And I'm a city council person who represents that area.
That's changing.
And can I tell you something? You said it before I said it because you're a fast thinker, but I'm gonna tell you something. I ran for office telling folks that I live in a district, I got forests on every road with 2 R's. 2 R's. I grew up over there. You ride around in Lila Valley.
Yeah.
Lila Valley, it's called Rebel Valley Forest. It's nicknamed after Nathan Bedford Forrest, right? You got Bedford Road, you got Nathan Road, you got Forrest Bedford Road. So we live in the old to the old South.
Right.
And Fort McPherson, the place where you served and where Colin Powell served underground. They say, I don't know where he was. They say he was 30 feet underground. So I want to keep renovating that building right now. Don't kill it to me.
They renovating the building. You know, they renovating that building.
It's renovating that building. I'm a councilman. I know everything going on over there. We also got something called Lee and White. It should never be called Lee and White. That Lee name.
Yeah.
So just think about what we live in.
Yeah.
Like I need help. I need help getting rid of some of these names in my district.
Right. Yeah.
So look, if the councilman asks y'all, you know how you just said how you help me? You just changed the memorial. Come, let's rename some of these streets after some other ones.
Listen, I wouldn't name. You know, I like riding down Jose Williams. I love.
Can I tell you something? I hate riding down Lee Street.
Yeah.
Guess what else?
Really? Yeah.
You know what else sit on Lee Street?
Yeah.
All our black colleges. Just think about it. All our black colleges sit on Sherman, Lee Street.
Yes. You're right.
Nobody want to say
You're
that
right.
out loud.
Never thought about
Right?
that.
And then, so they got something new. It's called Lee and White. Y'all know about the Beltline, right? So Lee and White, the new extravaganza on the Beltline. New extravaganza. But the word Lee should offend us. I'm American. Can I tell you why I love America? The red and the flag represent the blood of my ancestors.
Exactly.
I went to a school built by my ancestors that spilled blood for this country. So you can't take that flag from me. You know what I mean? So that's the help I would need, because we got the area is changing.
Listen.
And they don't want to change that Lee name no more.
Well, listen, I'm gonna say this right now. To veterans, we got your back, man.
Okay.
You know, we come downtown. You know that already.
Put out the call. I'm letting you know.
One of the things you got to realize that. Now, I'm not from Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm from Baltimore.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know about the hood and all that kind of stuff. I was born and raised in the project.
Yes, ma'am.
However, you know, when I came here in '82, and I rode down Lee Street, I didn't think about Sherman and Lee. Didn't dawn on me until you just said it.
I know.
And I was here most of my career. Never thought about the history because we don't know it.
And they don't care. They
see,
want
That's our
what
that's
is
our
happening
problem.
is-
We don't know it.
come get loud for me.
Yeah.
That's the help I need because the
Come get
community
loud.
has changed. And
Yeah.
we got more power than what we think. Like when you make that request for that memorial to happen, you call it you call it a memorial, but you also say it's a wall with names on it. Why they Atlanta. That's so easy to do. You see me, I say, make it happen, make it. And you see all the other counties, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
I'm telling you the help we need. We could change every street. White might mean something. We need to find out who is white.
Yeah,
Right? We
And see,
need
you know,
You never know.
you know what you said.
you probably do know. That's the the issue is that we do know. It's not what we do know.
Yeah.
See what
You all have the books. I mean, your development committee have the books.
Well,
There's a reason why everything.
they actually will tell you it's named after. Man, I had some folks sit in front of my face and tell me that Lee Street was named after another Lee.
Really.
They'll do that.
Yeah.
They
They would-
misinformation.
Show me a
Distraction. Distraction.
Misinformation, and that some of that's in writing. I mean, I was in Forsyth, Georgia, the other day
You know
speaking
what's-
to a white chapter. I got a book called Saving America. I should have brought it, right? And I'm down there with veteran right? Because I'm state chair of veteran affairs.
Yes, sir.
So I'm speaking to the group about the benefits, this PAC Act and that kind of stuff. And this guy came up before me to speak, was a colonel, white colonel. And he talked real good until I read his book. He's I don't want to say that, because a lot of those people say they're Christians, they're Antichrist. But he put himself up there as a Christian, and he sounded real good, to those all of us there, because he was talking unity. But he's talking. If you read his book, you see that element in there that's not real, misinformation. But until and the good part about what the councilman is sharing with us, see, since we got to reflect back, it's been only probably a little over 100 years that it was legal for us to have an education. Legal for us to have an education. See, when they got to the point where they had to open up the education to us, then we could see more. We could see what they could see. See, the people perish because of the lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
And now we've gotten these young people that have been exposed to the education system, that have been exposed to the military. They changed it, and we got to be right there with you. You're making these changes. As you know the history, as you know the facts, we got to be right there with you to change it.
But we need our seniors, and
I said we.
I'm over 70 years old, but we need our seniors to tell the story, because we don't know it. If you all don't get out here, then it's a lot more media than it was in 1980.
Yeah.
Even in 80, and you think that's not that far away, because a lot of these kids weren't even born. But even in 1980, we didn't know anything. We thought we did.
Well, I read so
The
much so that
education-
every
the
time you sit down with
education
me,
of
you
these
gonna learn
young
something.
people.
You know how you just said you learned about Lee Street? And so I can be a kid, right? But I read so much. And so I want to add in something, if I can.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the smartest generation in the history of the planet, the folks that are younger than me, right?
Yes.
I'm almost 40. I don't know how young that is, but the folks that are younger than me, I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Media.
For the first time in the history of the planet, we talking about black folk, young black folk
Right.
in America.
Yep.
All of them can read. Can I tell
Right.
you how you know
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how I know that? How you know? They all got a phone. And if they can
yeah.
read,
Yep.
that means what you just said,
Exactly.
they can't hide in their phone.
And I'm gonna tell you
And we
something.
reading these books. I'm reading these books. Cat Williams is talking about it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm reading these books.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. You said that, so and that's something that our seniors, we know it, but we don't see it on a bigger level. I got a 13-year-old great grandbaby. My oldest grandbaby is making movies. Little 3 minutes, she sent me some stuff, making movies with this cell phone. And I mean, when she sent me, I said, "This is not my child." And that's all her.
The tools,
We're
tools
not,
they have today.
we're not accepting this.
Yeah.
That we serve to make it like this. First of all,
You built it.
Yeah.
we need to accept it like this.
I'm mad
And
when
start passing the baton, not just and looking at it, well, they don't know. Yes, they do. They know more than we do because they read more than us.
But they don't know nothing too, though.
Yeah.
They know. They read, but they don't know nothing.
They got the wisdom now.
They don't know nothing too.
Exactly.
We bring the wisdom.
They
with
don't
that.
know nothing too. They,
You know, and thinking about Lee Street,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I think that if you ask a kid, what is your street? Who's your street named after? They don't know because you know what? It ain't important. I don't think about it.
Right.
I'm going back now to check and see what my
street
street was
you-
named
Yeah,
after.
right. Yeah.
You know, because I want to know because it used to be nothing but land.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
So you want to know who they set it
did
up
it,
now?
right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling you
good.
that we live. If the reason why we know that's Lee Street, Sherman E. Lee, is because Fort McPherson sits on it. Right. You know who that name? It was an old to the old South. Memorial Drive takes you to Stone Mountain, right? So as long as you always know Memorial Drive that starts at our state capitol is a direct route to the Confederate KKK mountain.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you something.
You
I
know,
was
so
reading
what-
the
you
other
gotta
day
turn.
Yeah.
that
That's
mountain
how I
was bought
first
from
got
a
it.
black person for a mule.
I wouldn't doubt
They
it.
traded the land for a mule.
They didn't trade it on purpose.
No, they didn't trade it. They knew what they were gonna
Yeah.
do with the mountain when they got it.
My first trip to Stone Mountain when I got here was going straight. I went straight down Memorial Drive and hit Stone Mountain. I mean, I didn't have to turn right or left,
Right.
but that's what you do. But then I didn't think about Stone Mountain was KKK because I knew nothing.
Right.
They want to get back. Do you know that one last thing? When you said that I know we're fighting for the sons of Atlanta. When you fight for the daughters and you fight with the daughters, we can go way further because the daughters of the Confederacy are who building the Confederacy and keeping the legacy going. Only thing they saying, pray for my dad. Imagine if we hold up our sisters in it. Nobody can say get mad at you for saying I'm praying for my daddy, right? So even whenever they say I'm praying for my dad as they cleaning up that mountain, if you go, I used to run that mountain every single morning. I stopped when I realized who was cleaning it every morning. You go out there, you're gonna see some folks out there cleaning that mountain with a broom, picking up stuff every
Yeah.
single day.
Yep.
They volunteering for the KKK. They're really volunteering. They're serving the daughters of the Confederacy.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
imagine what we're talking about. Every time you pay $5 to go to that mountain, you paying somebody to help volunteer for the KKK. I gotta leave because I gotta go to Pool Creek. I got one
you
more.
going to Pool Creek?
I'm going to Pool Creek. I got a Pool Creek reunion going on. That I'm helping a lot of folks. That's where my family's from.
Oh
Pool
man,
Creek.
that, you know what? That was the first
That's
property
an
I
area?
bought when I got back from.
Sorry, I'm
Vietnam.
not from.
That mean you made some money off selling it to the airport too. Then. You know how I know? My granddad did too.
Yeah.
My granddad did too.
See, I'm not country, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
Wait,
Okay.
See Harold.
wait a minute, hold you in the ATL now. you gonna get to know
You
that
might
way.
have served with
Yeah.
him. His name is Harold Lee Brown.
Buddy, we gonna have to talk. We got to talk over
Now you
the
know
show.
now he out of Pool
Cause see,
Creek.
part of
He's
my
an
family,
NAACP
part
man.
of large limb of my family are Browns. So I mean, we need to talk. You done said two things since I got to know you. Son, you're a real son of the ground. And
Yeah.
I watch you, brother, and I appreciate you. I want to say that.
Pray
We're
for
gonna
him.
get our wall up.
And
We'll get our wall up.
we got your back.
And we stand.
Cause me, you know me and Tony don't have no problem with coming downtown.
They know us well.
Come and say something out there, street, y'all. They don't want to see. They want us to be so quiet. If you don't do it now, we'll never do it.
Never do-
Right
exactly.
around us. If you don't do it now, you'll never get the chance down.
Yeah, see, they underestimate us. Really,
Really?
they have underestimated us.
You know how
especially-
long we have opened our mouths? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like once we start it, we can't shut it.
Yeah.
You know,
But
that's-
they've underestimated the power of veterans in military Atlanta. But over the last 2 years, 3 years right now, Tony,
Yeah.
we have flexed the power of veterans
Yeah.
in this area, and God knows we met sons of Atlanta. I mean, like Antonio Lewis, Michael Junior Barnes, son of Atlanta,
Yes, yes.
and Marvin Anthony Jr.
Yes.
You know, brother, I love you, man.
Yes,
You know,
thank
you got
Thank you for your service. Thank
Yeah,
you for your service.
we got you.
Look at how you're
Thank
supposed to look, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
I hope my mind stay sharp like yours.
Okay.
You know, as we age as black men, they judge us by sharpness of our mind.
Yeah, sharpness of your mind. I'm still talking back. I'm still talking stuff. Now we got. Listen, can we add your young colleague to this show? Okay. See, we want to hear from the younger generation as well. You know, because one thing, you know, I'm admiring about you, what you bringing to the table, she come back, she bringing to the table, is that wisdom. See, one of the things that I had come to tell my grandson, you know, who I'm just saluting right now, because that's Sergeant Freeman. Harris, he's at Fort Bragg right now. Got 2 MOSs. When he first went in, I gave him my Purple Heart, so I said, let me tell you something, you ain't got to get now one of these now. You stay out of that mix. But, you know, he went in and got an infantry MOS. But now he's in Signal Corps. You know, he's a smart kid. He's smart enough to, you know, get more than one MOS. So, you know, when you tell these kids, then when they go in there, if they don't get the MOS they like, then switch it. Get it. See?
Yeah, but all males will always have that 11 Bravo.
No, baby girl. I'm just telling you right now, my grandson, who's serving right now, we're gonna just salute all of them that's serving right now. That's in the uniform that me and you just took off. You know, we need to just take it off because I'm 77 years old, so you know. You know, I've been out of the uniform for a minute.
I'm not that far behind, so you know.
But
just
you know what we have to do is pass on that wisdom that we got. With our wisdom and their smarts, we're gonna change the world. We're gonna change this community. See, what I want to ask you guys today. One of the things that irks me more than anything today in my community is the access of young people to war weapons to bring into my community. I want politicians, servants that's gonna change the laws. I don't want to see no war weapon in the community no more. And we got to work on that. We got a candidate on a national level that's addressing it right now. She's opened her mouth with it. But it's going to take local politicians like this young man or whoever we elect with our vote, if we pay enough attention to the process to vet some of these young people. That, you know, we got Stonecrest, first mayor, corrupt. You know, went to jail for PPP money. Stop selling our souls to the devil for glitter, for bling, and thinking we know it all. We don't know it all.
All about money.
It's all about. Well, some of them it's all about money.
Oh, yeah, but those are ones that it will take you down.
Well, we just had
all
one
we need
here.
to do is have somebody say that Reverend McGee is spending so in the wrong way.
But listen, we just had an example right here. A young man that's representing me. This is my area. He's my city councilman. Why? You know, I voted for him. You know, and I campaigned for him. See, because I'm the kind of guy get out there and hold a sign. If I believe in what you're gonna do, and if you cross me, I'm gonna get out there with a sign, and I'm gonna get you out of there. And we tell them that. We talk to them like that because we got that platform as veterans. But if we just sit back and be critical and not be active in pursuing young people that's going to go to office, that we're going to help elect. Yeah. See, we got to stop letting people make us think all our young folks are messed up. They're not.
Oh, no.
They're not. Listen, I tell you, I got a 13-year-old that's making movies. That just blew my mind, man. This girl got a movie. I said, at first I didn't want to.
But the thing is that they have tools. They have better tools than we ever had.
We serve to get. We serve for that.
We had second hand and third hand.
We serve so that they will have better.
Exactly. And
that's what we serve for. That's why I'm saying.
But they don't know what they have. How they. Good, I wouldn't say good.
Some of them don't. Some of them don't. You're right.
They don't.
But we got to focus the power of the tongue, the power of what we say, and especially to our young people. I preach. I don't preach that regularly right now because I'm not senior pastor anymore. I'm an elder. So my pastor asked me to preach last week, and the Holy Spirit led me to James 3rd chapter. The power of the tongue. For us, elders speaking to our children.
It always has been. Our elders were very important to us learning what we need to know through lots of our storytellers is what we used to call them way back. You know.
Well, we're the storytellers now.
We are now.
So we got to be careful
Right.
what we speak and how we speak it. The life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want people to come to this show every week. I want to be a platform for us expressing our wisdom into this younger generation and standing up with them. Standing up with them, because see,
Telling our concern.
because what we look at now, I just get a good look at this short period, less than 2 weeks. God has given us a spirit that came up in our government that we was about to be going into a dictatorship.
Oh yeah.
We got hope now, but the oppositions, the satanic tongue, is tearing her down. Based on what? Hate. Hate.
Everything, definitely hate.
See, hate. But see, you know what is more powerful than hate?
Yeah.
Love. Because God is love.
You know.
See, when we start understanding this and standing on it, see, we are in a time where, I just start saying, thank you, Lord. And I've been praying that thank you, Lord, all week ever since this sister came up. I said, what a hope.
We got to go back to the time where, let's say, when we campaigned individually for who we wanted in office and all that, and during the Obama, the grassroots period of campaigning. That's what does it. And that's what did it. It changed some of the folks from really having hate to having, I wouldn't say love for Obama, but they liked. They liked the man. So when you like a person, you ain't gotta love me. But if you like what the person is standing up for and all, then you will do the right thing. Right now, we have folks that have so much hate in them on both sides. We have so much hate that we're trying to change it to make it a little bit more milder so that they can listen to what these candidates are saying and see what they're doing and make the right choice.
Well, see, now, we got a part to play in that, too. The tongue, what we say.
Right.
One of the biggest problems in our community is not hate, it's unforgiveness.
Yeah. That's
I'm gonna preach, I ain't gonna do that. But see, what we got to do as elders, we got to talk to these people that, they're hurt, they're injured, that they have consumed from what we've been treated like.
And it's hard.
It's hard.
It's
difficult. But if we don't preach forgiveness, then we'll never be forgiven. See, and we can do it better than anybody because you have endured stuff.
Right. That they're on slightest idea.
Please, Lord, tell me so.
And
I'm going to say this about that. That's why it made me such a joy to see the sister come up and see all the support that she's getting from every corner of the community. Is that my mama was a woman, and I just tell, I said she raised all of us, and my sister that grew up in my family just passed, and so I'm left. I had 4 sisters and no brothers, and 3 of them are gone to glory with my mom. But the family has grown so much. I realized that my sister's homegoing, she made me preach the eulogy. But at her homegoing, I'm seeing members of my blood. I don't even know their names. It's just a big family. Had them grown, Tony. You think about how your family has grown since we came into being. And I look at all of these branches of my family and see how they came to my sister's funeral, and I know they'll be at mine, but they don't know each other. So my journey, my rest of my journey, my prayer is, Lord, give me time to make my family know themselves. Not just each other, know themselves, who they come from, where their God is. Because sometimes we're so busy letting these people lead us into things, that stuff we want. You know, I want a Benz. I remember when I was driving the Benz, I looked like I cared more for the Benz than I did for anything else. And I said, it's a spirit. Idolatry. You know, don't build treasures up in this world. You know, but we let it happen right now. In our community, crime is ugly. I mean, little petty crime where neighbors are breaking the neighbor's house. You know, but all because of the lack of love. We're not showing
But you
our
also have,
children how to love each other. Love your neighbor as yourself.
but you know what? We have children don't even love their mama.
Well, that's a problem
that's
in the
one
community.
thing. That's
a
the
problem
biggest
in the
problem I
community.
have with life.
Yeah.
How can you not love your mama?
Listen, if your mama is not teaching you how to love, see, you got to understand the transition we talk about. We're going through, right?
Right.
We went through a transition where we had mamas and daddies. Now I'm gonna just say this: and most of my grandchildren don't have both parents in the house. They don't.
My mama had 9 children. She's married twice.
They don't.
I can't say I grew up with both parents in the house all my life. However, I had a strong mama.
Yeah. Well, let me finish preaching my song, and then you
Okay,
can
okay,
amen
yeah, I
me.
wanted to go ahead and preach a song
You can
because
amen me. I like that. But the beauty of what we're doing today is that and I told you this was a special show because we are having people that was in leadership. See, you've been in leadership,
all my life.
but what are you doing with the leadership beyond your convenience today? Now, that's all I'm asking. I'm gonna leave that to your say, because what I feel like our elders mean in my generation. I ain't talking about like we were in an organization, Vietnam Veterans of America. Me and Tony there basically every meeting. Now, like what we get 10, 15 members, Tony.
Yep.
You know, because
Your
they
core.
don't want to come out no more. Especially those that I don't work to get their 100%.
The lack of participation.
You know, they ain't got. They just don't feel like it.
Exactly.
You know, they don't want to engage it. But God is not. Then bless us not to be a blessing. He blessed me to live through Vietnam. 58,000 of my peers was killed. I was wounded, but He let me come home.
You ever think about it now? You're talking, and like you said, the participation rate of folks engaging themselves is very low.
So what we gonna do about it? We know that. That's
Very
why
low.
we.
We've
That's
been
why we got
trying to
veterans
get
talk.
there, you know. And if you go back, you know, when we had the draft, you had a choice you didn't have a choice whether or not you want to participate.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't have a choice. You were going unless you were rich and they paid folks off.
Okay,
But you were going, but the participation rate was high. Wasn't volunteer participation rate.
But
Now we're in the volunteerism piece, and the participation rate in living and being active in your community and all kinds of is nil. It's low.
we talking about the veteran community, or are you talking about the general community?
Both. But I mean, just generally both.
Wait a minute. Hold a minute. Wait a minute. Look, I hope friend of y'all watching this show today, because I'm looking at the U.S. military bases the way I looked at them when I was in there. Right now, I go out there, I can't do nothing but this right here. I'm saluting because we got so many young people out there of all colors, of all races.
Yep.
See, so that's why our project is a call to unity, and we're calling to unity for veterans and our communities. And I'm asking all veterans to start looking at the reason they served, whether it was drafted or not. I was drafted, but I know what? I was looking forward for the draft. I ain't had no better sense than that. If you think that was forced, it wasn't forced on me. It was culturally passed down to me from my ancestors.
But I was not drafted.
Okay.
I volunteered
Well, that's a great thing.
for one reason, because I can make money. You know,
Well,
I was an accountant in a bank, but I had a choice of going on active duty, which I made much more money, than being in that bank as a trust accountant. So I chose, it wasn't necessarily patriotism, but it wasn't non-patriotic. I wasn't non-patriotic.
Let me ask you a question.
I wanted money to pay my bills.
Wait a minute, because now when I went in the military, and I was drafted, and I think everybody in the military at the time what they drafted, and there was a lot of RAs in there too. Mm-hmm. I was getting like $78 a month. Now y'all as an accountant, you wasn't making no. What kind of military pay you were getting?
As an accountant in the bank. But see, I was an officer.
Okay. What
So
was your
I
pay?
made more money.
What was your pay? Your base pay?
Back then, I think my base pay was, I don't even remember. I know it was much more than I made in the bank.
Ooh wee. Now I said I was working for the railroad when I went in, and I'm
Railroad's different. Railroad paid. If I could work for the B&O Railroad when I was in Baltimore, I made very good money.
I'm saying, but I was drafted, so I had to leave that job. I had to go and leave that job.
And you made less money, didn't you?
I made less money, and
Exactly.
I had a house and I had notes and everything when I went in the military. But so fortunate I got my job back coming out of the military. But you know what? I wouldn't have left that job going to the military for nothing because I was making more money.
Yeah.
You know, but
I got that, but in banks, banks was known to not. I could have a title VP in a bank, and you think that's a highfalutin paying job? No.
Now you know what? Now that's ugly. Because these banks charge more interest rates than anybody.
Exactly.
You know, I got a problem with that, man. I got a $300,000 loan, but I'm paying $600,000 for because of banks. See, that's one of the issues that we're going to have to get our politicians to address.
Oh,
See, that's what I'm saying. Call the unity for a reason.
I was a trust accountant. I managed hundreds of millions of dollars in trust. In trust accounts.
And they didn't pay you.
They
didn't want to give you a little salary.
Hey, according to them, when I got a little raise, they gave me a little raise, maybe $600 raise, and I'm saying, well, they ain't that much money.
No.
But it was a lot. They said, well, you got more than we ever got. I'm saying, well, that wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't enough.
But then again,
it still ain't enough.
as we go through and we get smarter and smarter and we know stuff. Before we didn't know anything.
Yeah.
You didn't know nothing?
And what we got now today, because I want to get this in. What we got now today.
Transparency, supposedly.
We know a lot. We know a lot.
A lot more than you did know.
We know a lot. But we know enough to know this. Only through unity are we going to have changes in this country. We can have all kind of different opinions about different things, but can we come together in our community to work on the urgent issues in our community? And every community got something different. But you know what? Government collect taxes, our taxes every day. And they can allocate funds for the issues in our community if we get them right, Johnny. We're a perfect example of that. We're trying to show you that. We got the city of Atlanta, through our young elected officials, give us $1.5 million to do the memorial. We got Fulton County, right, through our elected.
Largest county, yeah.
You got every year, right now, they're putting out $1 million for veterans services to help veterans in our community. But we got pimps getting the money. What we need is an army of committed citizens to get this money, and we're gonna make sure that they get it, because like the city council just verified, we come downtown, we take time out to go down there to their meetings and talk to them, because we know that tax money that they get every day, trillions of dollars in taxes, trillions. Okay, I know what this is. Veterans talk. It ain't nothing but a thing. Tony, I know we ain't said this, but we got some green light on the project last week from the commissioner of Park and Recreation. It's an absolute go. The memorial will be established in Piedmont Park by Memorial Day 2025. We're still selling bricks. 2020, we're still selling bricks. Go to sonsofAtlanta.org right now. You can get them 24/7. Bricks starting at $100 up to $1,000. Now I'm gonna say this now. Thank you, Gene Kerr. Thank you, Mary Norwood.
Yes.
All these people have donated $1,000 to the project already, and we're elated because they know we're calling for unity. We're calling to unity for our community to save this democracy. We raised these hypocrites that's trying. I saw the Republican convention, and I just went out and I saw a dean of hypocrites. Is this what we want to lead our nation? The Indians say they speak with a forked tongue. So we go hear it, but we got to do something about it. We want all our young people and all of our veterans to talk to our young people and their families, go to the poll and vote Democrats this time. I hate to just endorse a party. I'm not used to doing that because I'm an independent myself. But I'm taking a lesson out of Malcolm X. We got to deal with the lesser of the two evils. We're in a critical situation right now where the rights that we have under the Constitution are being taken away from all of us, these rights. I have personally watched the law, being a paralegal, I personally watched the law become harder for us over the years and when it should have been getting better. We got more of our young people in prison right now for crimes that when they come out, they got a criminal conviction, they can't get a job. But these hypocrites want to elect a convicted felon to the presidency over the U.S. military. Hypocrites.
Yeah.
Hypocrites. We calling you out.
Yeah.
We coming at you. You know, because we veterans talking to veterans, talking to the community about all things veteran, all things community. See you next week, same time. Share us, follow us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Only an hour, man. I'm sorry that we got to come back again. See, we want, huh?